Okay, folks, are you ready for Game 3? This will be on the Shattered Temple. Looking forward to it. It will be crazy. If these games are anything to go by, it's going to be absolutely freaking nuts. Kicking it off in 3, 2, 1. Mark, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shattered Temple. My name is Total Biscuit with the round of 4 of the Shoutcraft Invitational. In the blue trunks, representing the might of the Ukraine. The one, the only.
TT Esports.White-Ra.
And he's born to the east of the Shattered Temple, and look, it's close air for his competitor right here, who's going to be very, very happy about that, no doubt. It's the one and only
Empire.Nerchio.
Oh, yes. Nerchio, with an incredible display. He was actually telling me after that game, you know, I've never lost a match doing that. Like, really? Like, yeah, they never build a... You put that pressure on, they never build a pylon in that corner on that map, so you can do that. Like, huh. Well, I learned something new every day. Thanks for that, Nerchio. I have a feeling that build's going to get a bit more popular on Shakuras Plateau somehow after that one. Good God. Now, if I recall correctly, there was actually a pylon in Nerchio's base, but it didn't really make a blind bit of difference. Too many units just swarming in right there. There's 70 Zerglings. Going to open up the Forge Fast expansion for White-Ra right here. And that is a pool going up initially. Pool on 13, 14-ish supply. Nothing unusual there for Nerchio. Not going for any kind of early game aggression, but the transition is interesting actually. What a lot of people view as a cheese actually is a calculated pressure play with a interesting end game result. Which is why I think that people should stop treating some tactics as, oh, it's a scrub tactic. For God's sake, you know, there's a great... I can't even remember the name of the sodding thing. I'll post a link in the thread at some point. It implies... Let's try that one again. I am losing my mind. What can I say? Let's try that one again and talk proper words. Yes. It is something that applies to fighting games and the idea that, oh, strategies are scrubby, oh, this is cheap, blah, blah, blah. And what it really means is, well... To be fair, a competitive player uses everything in their arsenal to succeed, and the way that the metagame evolves is as a direct result of those tactics that people initially see as, this is really hard to beat or this is cheap, and then someone evolves a strategy to beat it. And unless it's imbalanced, in which case, of course, it will be balanced later, then it's valid. In that case, that worked out pretty well for Nerchio. He knew exactly what he was doing. That was no cheese. That was a deliberate, calculated move. And it had an outcome as well. It had an end game plan. That's why it's not an all-in, folks. That's why you shouldn't use the word all-in unless it actually means all-in. That's the one. There are two things that bother me in this world. One is cheese, and the other is, of course, the one and only all-in. I'm lactose intolerant, and I'm not much of a poker player, so they can go to hell. I don't like those phrases. They're very, very, very much overused. And this is going to be a one-base roach play right here from Nerchio. We're looking for perhaps the 3 roach rush or the 7 roach, which might work out pretty well if White-Ra again does not scout it. And note that White-Ra is going to be able to do just that unless he goes there. Therein lies the problem. He needs to get into that base immediately, and he doesn't do it. Oh dear. Okay, he's not seeing the roaches, and that is a 7 roach rush, ladies and gentlemen. That is painful. White-Ra is walling off against it, but he's going to need more than 1 cannon to defend it. A zealot will not be enough. He must either scout this or build more cannons. Also make sure that he's got the pylon power. He does have overlapping pylons at the moment, so that should be fairly good. The roaches will take a while to get over there. He's not going to have too much of an early warning, however. He does have that probe coming out, so he's maybe going to get 25 to 30 seconds. He's going to see the first 3, but he's not going to see the follow-up. That is an incredibly sneaky maneuver there by Nerchio. Do you see what he's doing right there? Splitting the group into 2. So what White-Ra sees is a 3 roach rush. What is actually happening is a 7 roach rush. That's going to be unpleasant. There is another cannon coming behind that line. Will he have enough roaches to break that line? It's 2 cannons. It's going to be tricky. There's also a zealot in the mix as well. Good damage coming in. The first roach picked off almost immediately. Of course, there's a flock. He can get through it. He's going to lose that expansion as a direct result of that. He's going to have to try and pull back, but yeah, that is done. No expansion available right there. He's going to have to try and tempt him into range, but if that gets into the main base, he's going to be in extreme trouble. Stalker tries to pick up another one. That'll take him down to 4 roaches. And he does have a few Zerglings to follow this one up with, but 4 roaches in your mineral line is not what you want. That Stalker is doing a very, very good job. He's looking for the surround. He pulls the probes off. This is looking like pretty good defense, honestly, from White-Ra right here. Can he pick off another roach? Oh, he could have fired right there, and he didn't. That was really unfortunate. Another Stalker on the field right here. Unfortunately, 3 Roaches versus 1 Stalker. You know exactly what's going to happen there. It's not good. White-Ra is taking damage right here. He may be able to get away with it. He might be. He's transferred all of his drones down to the bottom right there where they're fairly safe, but he's still going to take fairly immense harassment over here. That really concerns me an awful lot. Now he's expanding behind this, so this is not going to end him. I'm still very concerned about the damage he's taking. He's not too far behind in terms of his pro count, but he's losing a few unnecessarily, I suppose. Oh, losing anything is unnecessary, really, but in this case, it serves no practical purpose for him to be losing them. He's trying desperately to dodge Nerchio, as you can see right there. Nerchio has 3 Roaches in that are regenerating. Looks to snipe for another. He should be able to take it just if he can. Yeah, he can. He can do it if he's good enough, and of course he's good enough. He can pick it off by abusing the range advantage of that Stalker, which he does very nicely. Now down to 2 Roaches in the base. In the meantime, however, Nerchio is using this opportunity to expand wherever he so pleases. He can go onto the gold minerals if he wants. He loses another Stalker. White-Ra still in a lot of trouble. 35 drones now, and no military units on the field whatsoever. Is he going to sacrifice his main? Surely he will not. No mining going on right here, but 2 Roaches are going to take a long time to kill a Nexus. That's 2,000 HP. It's pretty brutal, and of course the Assimilator takes ages to kill as well. It's inexplicably very well shielded. 2 more gateways coming up right here for White-Ra. What is his response actually going to be for that? It's another Stalker warping. He could engage, certainly. Nerchio will do a little bit of sniping on right here. First shot going off. He needs to try and take out that injured Roach. He's focusing on the one with more HP, in fact. A couple of Spine Crawlers and a Lair Upgrade coming in for Nerchio right now. Looking for the pressure, and that's what he's getting. It's looking good. It's looking very, very good. He takes one, and he's looking to take the second. He can easily take it, so he's finally cleaned that up. But there's been a lot of economic damage done in the process. 29 probes available for White-Ra versus 48 now, because Nerchio is droning to the max right now. It's dangerous. A couple of Spine Crawlers coming up as well, and White-Ra takes the damage, unable to really deal with that 7 Roach play. It's kind of a shame he didn't completely wall himself off. The Roaches just walked past. He took a couple of casualties in the process, but he didn't have a cannon in the back either. So big damage being done. Another gateway coming up. That's 4, and we are on 2 bases. He's resaturating, and he's rebuilding for the time being. Overlord for free, but scouting information will be acquired in the process. Finally, he should be able to batter his way through those gold, and he can establish himself there if he wants to. What is Nerchio doing in the meantime? He's going Spire. Mutalisks on the way for him. Couple of Spine Crawlers at the front right here. That's a lot of Spine Crawlers. This is what Nerchio did last time. I built 5 Spine Crawlers, in this case 4. I'm okay with this. Evolution Chamber coming up for him as well. And White-Ra really on the defensive, which is not where he wants to be right now, especially if the Mutas are coming in. And he has no robo and no scouting information. It has been completely denied by Nerchio, as you can very clearly see. There you go. He knows nothing, and that is a dangerous, dangerous position to be in. White-Ra with the 4 gates right now. There are 9 Mutalisks on their way, and there are no cannons in the back to deal with them. What is his Stalker count? Pitiful would be the exact term that I would use. He does have some sentries, but still, that's not going to be enough to break that many Mutalisks. And of course, without any valuable scouting information, he has no idea what's coming. Got more gateways coming down. No cannon at the back. Of course, no idea that Mutas are on their way. That's 9 for Nerchio. He can easily get more. He's looking for +1 on both his melee attack and his flyer, and in he comes. He'll be able to pick off those pylons if he so desires, but he's more interested in that mineral line, and I don't really blame him. Good damage being done once again, and hammering White-Ra's economy into the ground. That's huge damage. Oh, good God. That's ripping him into shreds. That's almost all of his probes taken out right there. And now going into that line. He doesn't have the Stalker count for this. He needs to pull the sentries. Where are the sentries, more to the point? They're actually over here. He's pushing forward, but there's too many Spine Crawlers. GG. 6 Spine Crawlers and Mutas. There you go. A critical lack of information destroys White-Ra, and Nerchio 2-1 up in this best of 5 series. We'll be right back in just a few short moments, folks. Don't go anywhere.